polar bear is king of the Arctic beasts, the top predator of his icy domain. But with global warming, its native habitat is under threat. We follow a revolutionary experiment to introduce a polar bear into a new environment. In never-before-seen footage, we follow Nanook as he is released into the offices of a publishing company in Oxfordshire.
We are about to release the polar bear. Please do not leave the building.
It was a little scary when we first brought him into the office. I mean, in his natural habitat, polar bears, they're vicious predators of humans, so there were potential risks. So we brought him in and opened up the cage. He was a little unsure at first and looked a bit confused, but then he headed over to a computer and started checking Facebook. And I was really proud. Well, in the wild, Nanook would largely eat seals and fish, but we've been trying to get him onto a more locally sourced diet as part of our adaptation plan. So he's been eating scampi fries and tuna sandwiches. And to get him more in touch with his new environs, he's been watching the cabbie induction videos.
Although the release went well for Nanook, it was clear that there were a few human health and safety issues that we had to address. The key thing is not to adopt the posture of a seal.
We initially tried to create an environment as close as possible to his great Arctic lair. So we got some frozen chips and peas from the canteen, which melted quite rapidly and the cleaners complained, so that had to go, and now he's been sleeping in the bath.
We had to overcome some prejudice and misunderstandings. On the first day, someone said to him, "Why don't polar bears eat penguins? Because they can't get their wrappers off." But actually it's because they live at opposite ends of the planet. Then someone else said, "You seem a bit moody. Are you a bipolar bear?" When, as I just mentioned, they're only found in the North Pole. Basic biological ignorance. So we have had to set up some training workshops for staff.
We found out from training that polar bears greet each other nose to nose, so we like to give him a quick nose rub before getting down to work.
There were some behavioural concerns. Nanook would often lapse into deep sleep during meetings. He was bad at filling in his timesheets and gorged himself on cake. But I did a bit of further research, and these were actually all perfectly natural behaviours for his new environment.
Yeah, so given his background, we made Nanook the sales manager for the polar regions. He obviously knows the area quite well. It's a bit of a new territory. We'll be happy with about anything we can get. So his sale targets are quite low. It's actually just where his mom lives.
He has settled in well and socialises with his new pack.
Reintroduction to his original environment would be an ultimate goal. And perhaps one day, if his habitat is less threatened, he may return to the Arctic. Although it's difficult to communicate with Nanook, we did ask him this question through an animal linguistics expert.
No bloody way, it's freezing.